I talk about one in the beginning of Becoming Supernatural, where an experience of myself as a child, and then in the next moment, I have an experience of myself as my future self. So just recently, I was in a hotel in Los Angeles, and I was leaning back, I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and I just kind of opened my eyes before I went to sleep, and this is a key point, I was really tired. So I know my brain waves were moving from beta to alpha to theta, and my body wanted to fall asleep, but out of the corner of my eye, I just saw these very, very specific geometric patterns. I could see them in the room. So I just had this side of the corner of my eye, and all of a sudden, I've learned over time that you're not supposed to do anything, try to make anything happen. You're just supposed to just observe it and surrender. I just relaxed, and I just observed it. I didn't do anything, and all of a sudden, the room started filling up, and then I kind of looked, and it turned into this moving dimensions, like wormhole.
Like a tunnel.
Like a tunnel. And I looked down the tunnel, and just noticed that there was a consciousness observing me. So I closed my eyes, and the next thing you know, that energy moves into my nervous system, and I just feel this incredible sense of love. I had a few days later, and I went back to my home, and this was just recently, and something told me to not sleep in the bedroom I normally sleep in, to take a walk and sleep in another bedroom. I laid down, and all of a sudden I started feeling the feeling that I had felt. And the moment I recognized that feeling, I knew that that energy was present, and my nervous system was tuning into it. So the moment I felt that feeling, I was associating it with those patterns, and with my eyes closed, I started to see those patterns. And all of a sudden, I was standing on the stage. We were doing a week-long event in Berlin for a big audience that was taking place in about a week. And I was standing on the stage delivering a teaching. And at the same time that I was standing on the stage delivering the teaching, I was observing myself. And I realized that I was observing myself from one of those wormholes. And I realized that maybe it was me observing me all along when I looked down the initial wormhole. And at the same exact time that I was delivering the teaching in real time, observing myself from another dimension, I was laying in bed, and I was semi-awake, and I was creating the lecture from my bed. So I was experiencing three aspects of me all at once at the same time. So it's like, wow, I'm more than just local Joe Dispenza, that we exist as an awareness in many spaces and many times. Fast forward to the event we had in Berlin. When I get there, and it is the exact stage, black stage, exact room. I never saw the room. My staff, organized the event. And when I was doing the lecture, closing lecture on Sunday, here I am standing on a stage, and I have what I would call a deja vu on steroids. It wasn't just like, like a kind of familiarity. It was kind of like, I was kind of like, I knew that now I'm Joe Dispenza, aware in my future, aware that I created it from my bed, whenever that is, that's happening at the same exact time. While I'm observing myself doing the talk, you realize that in the quantum, time is eternal. There's an infinite amount of time, and if you have an infinite amount of time, you can do a lot of things, which means there's an infinite number of possibilities. Your past, present, and future are happening simultaneously. So the simultaneity of me lecturing now as my future, better said, I'm dreaming that lecture consciously. I don't know, maybe my future self is creating the past self. It doesn't matter. It's just there's all happening in the present moment. Now, how is that relevant to you and I and functioning in our world? Well, it means then that you can change your future, you could change your past, you could change anything from this place, because it's all happening in the present moment.